Hi everyone, I'm FMGreeno and welcome to the Greeno Tour, my FM21 European journeyman save. So it's the 1st of February, means the transfer window has just closed. We're playing Pescara away today in a league game, and we're going to take a look at how things have been going through the month of Juvuary. Let's get into it. That's right, I have rechristened January to Juvuary, because we played Juventus 3 times this month. Very strange scheduling. Anyway, last time we were together was that Empoli game where we won 4-0 away from home, a great win. And as you can see, in the league, our form has continued to be good. A fairly standard 2-0 win over Sampdoria, a 2-1 win over Udinese. We beat Genoa, who were in Serie B, 1-0 in the Cup. Unfortunately, that game went to extra time. Lots of tired legs, and a long flight to Columbus, Ohio for some reason, meant that in the Italian Super Cup final, we lost to Juventus in the first of our meetings. Very early goal for them. We just couldn't get back into the game with a fairly heavily rotated team. However, having taken the same flight back with the Juventus boys, I guess, we then played them in Serie A at home and beat them 4-0. McDade with a hat-trick. Travelled to Milan, a 2-1 win there, so that's 2 very good results in a row. We've beaten Atalanta 1-0 in the league. Very late penalty by Andre Anderson of all people. And then we played Juventus the 3rd time in the Italian Cup. Oshish got sent off. They scored afterwards. We're out of the Coppa Italia, so we're not going to win that one this season. Today, we're going to go and take on Pescara. I think that's a game we ought to be looking to win. So what does all that good form mean for our place in the table? Well, of course, we're still top, and the gap is growing. So Milan are 12 points behind us in 2nd place. Lazio and Juventus another couple of points further back. So it has to be said, with about, what is it, a dozen games of the season left? Or 16 games maybe? Yeah, 16 games of the season to go. It's going to take a fairly monumental drop-off in form for us not to claim the title. Now, it's been a while since we won a title. If we go and take a look here, in job history, the last time we actually picked up a league win was back with Stirling Albion in our first 2 seasons. We won Scottish League 2, we won Scottish League 1. We've come pretty close at some other places since. Finished 2nd at Honved, 2nd in the Championship with Luton, and 3rd in the Bundesliga with Köln. Pretty creditable results, but no trophies. So hopefully, fingers crossed, this year we're going to right that wrong. Anyway, let's go and see how we're setting up for that game at Pescara. Actually, before we go to the game, we ought to have a look at the transfer business. Like I mentioned, the transfer window has just closed last night. A couple of people went out of the club. So Svilar, who was our 3rd choice goalkeeper, he has left and gone back to Belgium to play for Genk. He wasn't very happy at not being in the side. Nor was Condemi. Now, I had high hopes for this kid. But he's not quite developed as well as I'd like. And I was trying to give him some game time, but the form of Trincao has just kept him out of the team completely. So when Guangzhou in China came in with a bid that I managed to force up towards £50 million, he was going out of the door. And the same team, Guangzhou, came in for Walukovic, who is a Polish centre-half. Not good enough for us these days. Very much surplus to requirements. So, yeah, happy to pick up about £10 million for him too. We did bring one player in, and it's a player who should be familiar to us all. August Prisk, the faceless Dane. Of course, I picked him up, I think, on a free transfer when I was at Köln. Let's have a little look. Oh, no, I paid £7 million for him from Midtjylland. Okay, but we've paid £18 million for him now. If we take a look at his attributes, some very interesting ones here. So, I generally play with very pacey forwards, and this guy fits that bill. Pace of 17, acceleration of 16. But he's not your standard advanced forward, because if you look here, jumping reach of 18, heading of 15, he's an all-rounder. Now, his goal record is solid, if not completely spectacular. He's only rated at a 2.5 star, but I think he's a little bit better than that. Now, I don't think he's good enough to displace McDade in the team, but as an option off the bench, I think he's a belter. Right, this time we are off to the stadium. I'm pleased to report we have pretty much our first choice 11 available today. Gebhardt in goal, Grice, Baldin, Kumbula and Rodriguez at the back. Koulibaly is going to play in midfield today. Moriba and Oshish. Mesquita, Trincao and McDade. Priska takes his place on the bench today. I think we might see him before the game is out. Anyway, let's head off to the stadium and see how we get on. That's the Pescara lineup. So a 4-1-4-1. Not the first team to set up relatively defensively against us this season. Hopefully not the first team to fail with those tactics too. So as you can see, they sit down in 14th, which to be honest is overperforming for them. They're one of the teams that was tipped to finish closer to the bottom than that. So obviously having Roma in town has brought their fans out. Looks like a full stadium. The game is underway. Here is the first highlight of the game. That looks like a penalty to me, even though the ball has ended in the back of the net. With 37 minutes in, the game has been a bit of a snooze fest so far. A few opportunities for both teams, but none highlight worthy. This should be Trincao. And he scores, of course he does. Top scorer in Serie A this season. Partly due to the fact that he's our penalty taker and we have won quite a few in fairness. But look at that for a finish. You have two goalkeepers and you're not saving that. So coming up towards half time, that gives us the advantage. I did say it was pretty much our first choice 11. Of course, Koulibaly is playing in that holding midfield role rather than Ongwene today. He's off at the African Cup of Nations with Cameroon. But Koulibaly is a very, very good replacement, and I kind of rotate the two of them anyway. So, I think we can get in. We tell them exactly what the assistant here is recommending. Cristiano Ronaldo obviously knows his onions. Things are going well, but you're capable of better. I would agree with that. I'm going to say I'm happy with the team's solid defensive work, though. But the midfielders and the attackers can do a little bit better. So let's get underway for the second half. Oh, a highlight right from the kickoff. This is a spectacular development. So, ball out to Mesquita. Not the greatest ball back to Moriba, but it finds its way out to Rodriguez on the right-hand side. That's a good ball in, and Mesquita has scored. Less than 30 seconds into the second half, we have doubled our lead. That was a good ball there from Oshish, finding the overlapping run of Rodriguez. Beat his man, good ball into the middle, and questions to be asked of the fullback there, who just seemed to back away and let Mesquita win the header. But I'll take it. Another highlight here, Oshish with a ball in. It's headed clear. Koulibaly does well to win that, 50-50. He's back on the ball again now. Baldin finds Grice, who's running down the left-hand side. He cuts it back to Moriba. Oh, beats his man very nicely. And that is another penalty, surely. I don't think there's any doubt about that. The ref is going to go and have a look at the monitor. But that looked pretty nailed on to me. Let's see what he's going to say. Here he comes. Penalty awarded. Of course it was. Is he coming back to give a card or something here? Or just to check Moriba's okay? I'm sure he'll be fine. Trincao steps up again. And this time puts it in the other corner. The second penalty, the keeper's dived the right way. The second penalty, he's got nowhere near. Look at that. Right into the bottom corner. And that's 3-0. So I mentioned Priska would get a run out. So I've just brought him on for McDade, who wasn't having the greatest game. Let's see if he can make an impact in this sort of 25 minutes or so he's going to get. Here's Mesquita. Can he get the ball across? He can. Oh, it's cleared though. But Baldin wins it back. Oh dear, we've lost it. Come on, boys. Let's win this one again. There we are. We have the ball again. Baldin to Grice. Into Oshie, says Mariba, looking for Mesquita. That's a good ball. And he finishes it at the near post. A second of the afternoon for Mesquita. Him and Trincao fighting to see if one of them can win the match ball. That was a good ball there. And Mesquita, I mean, again, the keeper, goodness me. Absolutely shocking goalkeeping. But an easy job for Mesquita to roll the ball into the net there. And the highlights keep coming. I don't know why they've got pyro going on there. They can't be very happy. Oh my goodness. That's even worse. Eskild Dahl. I think we've had him before in our save. Wasn't he one of the young Danish kid we had at Köln? He's obviously made his way over to Italy. Look at this. Mesquita tried to finish it. One of their defenders tried to clear the ball and just booted it off his mate into the back of the net. Excellent stuff. 5-0 now. And another highlight. This is much better than the first half was, that's for sure. Mesquita on the ball now. That's going to be a red card, I guess. At least a second yellow. Yeah, off he goes. So I think we might make a couple of changes here. Trincao is getting tired. He's probably not going to be happy if I take him off with him being on a hat-trick. But I want to protect him. So Boadu can come on. And we do have one other substitution that we can make at this point. Maybe one of our central midfielders. We'll give young Pavlik a little run out. He's been pretty good when he's come into the side this season. So we'll take Mariba off. Give young Pavlik 15 minutes. But just a couple of minutes left on the clock now. Another opportunity for us down the left-hand side. Grice pulls it back to Koulibaly. There's Pavlik getting involved. Nice interplay between him and Grice. Here's Rodriguez. Is he going to have a pop? He is, and he has scored. The right back getting in on the act. That's his first goal for the club. He's made that sort of right back place his own this season. He's only young, of course. But again, the keeper just lay down and let that one in. I think it's Freddie Woodman they've got in goal. So, yeah, not covered himself in glory there. But we're into stoppage time now. What a performance this has been. A 6-0 win away from home. So, what does that fabulous result mean for our league position? Well, of course, we're still top. Lazio won this weekend, as did Juventus. They've got a game in hand on us. But Milan lost. So they've dropped back behind Lazio in the table for now. But yeah, I think we just need to concentrate on what we're doing. Our goal difference is plus 60. When you consider the best of anyone else is Juventus on plus 27, that is pretty spectacular. We've scored 70 goals in 23 games. That's 3 a game. We've only conceded 10 all season. So, yeah, this is going exceptionally well. If we take a look at when we're going to come back, so you can see we've got a bunch of league games here, but I think here looks really interesting. We've got a potential double header. Lazio at home, followed by Celtic in the second leg of the Champions League knockout stage. So I think we're going to do those 2 games together in the middle of March. That should be an absolute cracker. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. The first half wasn't much cop. The second half, absolute goal fest. If you did enjoy it, please drop a like on there for me. And if you've got any comments about today's episode or the series as a whole so far, I would love to see them below. And don't forget, if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, click that button and come and hop on the Greenobus. There is plenty of room for you all. Just remains for me to thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon for some more action here with Roma. Bye for now.